Hello world, how's it going? So today I'm going to show you how I designed some of my bigger racks like this one and just the design of it. So this is actually going to have a couple parts to it, so let's get this rolling. Alright, so on this stand we're actually going to write it down a little bit because it's going to be a bigger stand, and this is going to be for a bunch of 20 longs. So the width of 20 longs is 12.5. It's actually a little shorter, but I'm gonna go big because it's always nice to have a little wiggle room. And that is the height, 12.5 height as well. And we have 30.5 long. And I want to put 5 of them per row. So 5 per row. I don't really have to write all this down per se, but this is what I'm looking at. This is what I want. So I have my board here. Goes on the bottom. These will be the legs. Height to the ceiling is 96. It's actually a little taller, but we'll go ahead and cut it a little short. And the openings between will give a gap of 6 to 8 inches. Now I gotta figure out how many rows I can get. So let's go 20.5 plus 8. So let's say 20, or 12.5 plus 8 will make it 20.5. Or we can just go even 20 and make things easy. Even. So 96 divided by 4 equals 24. That'd be about right. 24. Granted, I'm gonna have 3.5, 4. So we'd have 20 here, 23. So here we'd have, these are 3.5 for the 2x4 plus quarter inch or half inch for the plywood. How could my tape measure be missing? So the 2x4 is 3.5 inches, and then the top's half inch. So we'll say 4 inches here per each row. We want to go at least 20. I think we may have to take away from that because we got 4, 20, 4, 20. And 4. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Right. Alright, so that gives us 24, 24, 24, and 4, 6. We'll start here. 8, 16, 16, and then 7, 76. Plus 12.5 for the top row. So you got 12.5 here at least. Probably gonna want another 20 there, so that would put us right at 96. So that should be perfect. That worked out pretty well actually. So I mean, it may lay a little different, give or take, but I mean really I may drop it an inch just so it's not so close to the ceiling, like right up to the top. I'd rather have more gap up there. So if I took away like 2 inches, I think or even an inch per. I'll have to judge that. Well, how do I want to do that? That's 20 with 8. I mean, that's a decent amount. Alright, I'll just do 7. So we'll drop this to 23. We'll just take 4 off. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 off. 92. Yeah, so that'd give me 4 more inches up top, so this would be more like 24. Alright, so this would be 23. This takes 4, 23, 23. So since I'm going to be going 23 on these and 4, I'm going to want to make these boards, this one will be minus the half inch for the top because I'm going to run the top on the top of this actually. So it'll actually be more like this. So we'll go 3.5 here for that. So let's do that on this side. Got the 3.5 plus the 23. 23 plus 23, so I got 69, 72.5. Alright, and that is going to be this board here. So this and this, 72.5. And as far as my length across, let's go ahead and do this one. Since we're gonna have, alright, 2x4 this way is 1.5. So remember that. 1.5. Then you got 1.5 over here. I'm gonna put 5 per row, so 5 times 12.5 would be 62.5. So we'll go ahead and put 62.5, and we'll go double do this. So we got 1.5, 3 inches plus 62.5, 65.5. So those are the key numbers, 72, 65.5. Now we'll have to do the depth, which actually the depth's a lot longer than that. Depth's longest, but we'll just make it a smaller scale, whatever, it doesn't matter. And the depth, we got 30.5, and that is standard because we're not going to go any farther than that. That'll be front to back, and that's easy. It's the ugliest drawing I've probably ever done, but it shows you guys a little more than if I was to do a spec drawing. And we'll have 5 tanks, so this should hold 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 tanks, 20 longs. Awesome. Check mark. And let's see, as far as pieces, since we're gonna go 30 long depth, I'm gonna go ahead and put a brace here, brace in the middle, and brace there, just for extra support. And as far as this on the bottom, I'm gonna double this up. I'm gonna double. So I'm gonna need 4, 8, 12, 16. So I'm gonna need these by 16. I'm gonna need this by 3 and 3. So I'm gonna need this by 6. And then the side ones, I will need, let's double those up too. Let's go 2, or do I need to double those up? No, the side ones I shouldn't need to double up too much. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I'm gonna need these by 8. 30.5 by 8. Plus the middle supports between 30s. I'm gonna need supports here as far as this goes. So let's go ahead and add, let's see, 65. That may need a back support too. I'm gonna go ahead and go 1, 2, 3. 3 more per each row, just for extra support. So 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 12, we'll go 20 of those. Alright, so cleaner drawing. Now as far as the top size, we know it's going to be 30.5 front to back, 30.5 deep by the length. So it'll be 62.5 will be the length, because we're going to keep the 3 inches off from here. I'm actually going to make it 62.25, so it's not too tight. And that'll be our top size for these 3, 1, 2, 3. So by 3. And then we're going to want another one that's 30.5 deep and 65.5, which will make 65.25 by 1. And that top will be this top that goes across. Actually, I just realized something too. These will be shorter for being in the middle of these. Because I'm gonna be doubled up, which is actually, I'll have to take 3 inches off. You'll have to take 3 inches off at least. Now I'm gonna have to take 6 inches off for the 2x4s in between. So these will actually be 24.5 for this. I mean, the boards need to be boards. Depth. So here we go. Inventory. Let's do inventory. Let's see. 65 by 5 times 16 length. These will be boards. And then depth will be 24.5, or 24.5 times 20. And height will be 72.5 times 6. That's the wood I need. And those are the boards I'm gonna need for it. And the top. I know that just looks like a mess, but what can I say? It still does the job.
Mr. Blake-O, where the heck you, Mr. Blake-O? You funky Blake cat, Mr. Blake-O. Where the funk at, Mr. Blake-O? You funky playful cat, Mr. Play-Go. Where the funk you at, Mr. Play-Go? You funky playful cat.
Alright, I had to pull out the big dogs for this one. Got a lot of cuts going on. Probably need more boards, but time to get them cut and painted. Now it's time for a montage. Right, I got all the pieces in. I can start building this thing. Now I can't walk you guys through like every little step, but I'll walk you guys through what's needed, but I'm not gonna film every single second. So I will walk you guys through it as it goes. Alright, so first things first is I'm gonna screw these two boards in together, and these are gonna be my long rails.
No.